Hello everybody, and welcome to Art 1 with me, Mrs. Anderson. I am going to spend a little bit of time going over our Schoology course, what it looks like, and how I organize things. It is typical for teachers to organize things differently, so I want you to understand how I organize the course. So feel free to watch this and watch it again and rewatch it if you need to, because there are going to be some important points in here. Up here at the top of the screen, you will see my Bitmoji classroom. And in this classroom, you can click on a few different things. You can click on this is Canvas, this is Twitter. This is the most important. This is your weekly schedule. So you can see the weekly schedule here. You can click through and just have some fun, figuring out what I've attached to each little image. The most important piece is that I organize my class by project, okay? Not by week, not by module, not by unit, but by project, because it's an art class and the studio projects are the biggest pieces and all of the other little pieces kind of fall into them. So as you can see, this is my semester 1 Schoology course that's going to look a little bit different than yours, but you can see that it's organized by studio project and then the studio project that it is. I always provide a beginning date and an end date and then kind of talk to you about what you're working on each week with some success criteria. Now, it is super, super, super important that you go into this folder to interact with all of the pieces of this project. Do not hang out over here in the upcoming assignments area, because you're not going to understand what it is you're supposed to do. You really have to pay attention to what we're working on in class and stay up to date with that information and agenda. So inside this landscapes folder, for example, you are going to have multiple pieces. You're going to see directions, you're going to see project resources, you'll see rough drafts, final drafts, artist statements, and you'll see all of these pieces in each one of the studio projects. You just have to pay attention to, where to start and make sure you're reading through all of the directions. And notice that these are the assignments that you will submit. So it's kind of like a unit or a module, but it is organized by project. The biggest piece biggest piece of advice that I can give you is to not hang out over here. Don't just look at the assignments over here. Make sure you are looking in the folder for the directions, whether it be a playlist or a choice board. I use both of them, and then the assignments that you will turn in. That is very important. I also use the updates feature very often, so you have to stay up to date with your updates. I will always remind you to check your updates at the beginning of each class, but this is important, so make sure you are doing that. I also use the message feature often to communicate with you guys individually, and also very much rely on gradebook comments to give you guys feedback. So make sure you are familiar with all of those pieces. And please feel free to ask me questions if you need to ask me questions about any part of our Schoology course and how it is organized. I hope that helps, and I look forward to working with you this semester.